Hi. Hi. In this video, Tom's going to tell me what's cool about the Expressive E Osmose, because this is a synthesizer that is also an expressive interface. It's kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
Like, there was the CS80. That was great.
Yep.
But obviously, that was a particular synth engine. And in here, you have
Multiple.
everything that a synth could almost do. Short of samples.
Yeah.
Short of samples. But then this sounds like samples, but it sounds like articulated instruments. And then combined with a keyboard that lets you do things in like 4 dimensions of touch life.
Yeah.
So
that was an adequately vague description.
Thanks. It's just, I'm trying to convey a weird feeling of playing this thing because it is very unusual. We've got another video with James from Gear4music reacting as a pianist, a keyboardist to this, which I am not. If you watch this video, I'm afraid it's going to be a lot of help chords. But we can explore like what this makes possible and the sounds.
Yeah.
Have you got another sound that's sort of really
I've
bonkers?
got, like lots of bonkers.
Let's
sounds.
go bonkers just to sort of get a sense.
Dirt acid. An acoustic sound.
Okay.
I'm going to get you waterphony quickly.
Oh, at last.
Waterphony.
Finally.
Is...
I've been waiting my whole life.
Oh, no, I know.
What is a waterphone?
I'm going to show you. So,
finally.
in the demo area, it is not acoustic, and it is this one. So play this one.
I'm so into that.
Slightest of touch. I know, right?
It's cool. That is cool. I feel like I'm in the Matrix. Did I just take the red pill?
Blue.
Because there's that instrument that like that thing you rub with like sticks on it. What's that instrument called? There's like a thing.
Waterphone, I think it is.
Maybe.
That's why that's called waterphone.
There is like a thing you rub this like electromechanical thing and it makes those sounds like.
It's like so this one's made using like resonators and physical modeling attributes. So do you want another sound quickly?
Wait 1 sec. I mean, it's just like a cinema soundtrack in a thing. I've realised we're not really talking about what this thing, how it's working, but I think
that's adequate.
Yeah, I think you don't need to. We'll get to that.
I'll get you another sound.
Cool.
So Bansuri is a good one as well. So give that one a bit of a press.
Bent between the notes. I mean, I have so many questions. So it's monophonic, I see, and it bends.
Almost like a paraphonic response.
Yeah.
Cool, eh?
It's really cool. So one thing that may not be immediately obvious, and will definitely not be obvious from a video, is what this feels like. So it doesn't feel like a piano. It feels like there's a kind of spongy spring under a normal piano or waterfall piano keyboard. There's a nice sort of almost matte kind of feel to these. I like somewhere between gloss and matte.
Because you have to do the side to side. If it was totally gloss, you'd slip off.
My finger doesn't like it. It's biting into the key a little bit, and there's just this like ever so slight resistance. And I think the whole point with that is that you can just like move you can move it like a millimeter.
There's hardly any pressure.
So you can kind of create like a slow onset. which you can't do on other expressive
Well,
keyboards.
it's almost like your fingers are envelopes.
Yeah.
It really is like that. So
The ability to, it respects that. Have you got another one that's like a sort of trad synth pad?
trad synth pad.
Just know where you can really, I want to almost just have the least amount of synth that it can make, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So hand pad is quite a good one for that.
Yeah.
It's probably worth giving them full whack as well, so you can see what.
So there's aftertouch,
So there's initial pressure.
and that's the very
That's
soft
the very
touch that
first.
we're
And then
doing.
you've got the second aftertouch.
And then you can feel it sort of hits it. Well, it's not
it's
like
a
it hits
feel.
a bottom. It's like it hits a more firm sort of softness.
Yeah.
Firm softness. That's the name of my new EP, by the way.
I love it.
And it's going to be just this and a 4-tracker, you know. And so there's this.
Imagine that'd actually be quite a good album.
Yeah, firm softness. Great EP now. And then now I'm at the bottom of the travel. Oh, there's like other things in there.
But don't forget that's polyphonic. We haven't mentioned that yet. So I can now take this note.
So we have initial pressure. We have this extra firm, softy, meaty taste at the bottom.
Yeah.
And we have,
No.
and but there is a thing where you whack it and it does stuff.
Yeah, so there's some percussion presets. I'll show that on very quickly.
And is that just interpreting the actions that you perform on the keys in a different way?
So you can
like a
totally
gate on.
scale. So in the Egan Matrix editor, which is a Maximus P patch, which is the engine that this runs, you can completely define the curves and everything and the response of the keyboard. You can define what the left and right wiggly wobbly does, what the up and down wiggly wobbly does. So on a more percussive patch,
Yeah, wow. It's not like soft onset drums. Although you can.
you totally can.
That's mad. So if you hit it, it goes. But if you push it,
So it's almost like having two different types of envelope under your hands.
I'd like to. And now I was thinking like the wibbly wobbly side to side could be panning, which you could obviously do.
Absolutely. So let me give you another percussion sound. Wait for it.
Mad. That's nice. Oh, what?
So that's ratcheting or repeats. So you've got
How many sounds does this come with?
500.
Just
500 sounds, yeah. And you can
How many
edit.
can you make?
Infinite, technically. It can't hold infinite, but the Egan Matrix is openly available and there's thousands of sounds that people have made over years for it. So there's a massive library available for it and you can make your own.
Is it possible in 30 seconds to describe the synth capabilities of the Egan Matrix? To a modular synthesizer nerd,
I can explain it sort of in very
fast as you like.
It's a digital modular synthesizer which has every kind of conceivable synthesis,
Such as FM, virtual analog, granular,
waveguide,
additive.
granular,
Obviously, it's adding waves together.
kind of sample playback
Sampling, though,
kind of stuff.
It doesn't have sampling.
No, but the way you can sort of interpret the physical modeling, you can make it.
I mean, there's stuff that sounds like samples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's vast. It's
And
very
then
vast.
you've got oscillators. You've got oscillators. How many?
Many.
Just
I don't know how many.
number.
Number.
Number oscillators.
Yeah.
Put it down the stairs. But we'll put it down the stairs.
Yeah.
And then envelopes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
many.
Yes, envelopes.
Yes,
many.
envelopes, yeah.
LFOs
So
and
to kind of put the Egan Matrix into a kind of neat package is very, very difficult because it is so incredibly vast.
Can you mention the thing about wires with maths?
Yeah, so a lot of
massive.
the way you can sort of like create modulation in the Ego Matrix, you can actually use like mathematical algorithms. So depending on how hard you press that key, it'll apply a different algorithm to what you're doing. So let's see how that speeds up.
Yeah.
Or increases in velocity. That'll be a mathematical algorithm that's drawn with.
So a patch cable has mathematics to control how it goes somewhere, which to me is like, I sort of get why
sorcery.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's sorcery.
Yeah.
I suppose like the main thing is if that sounds terrifying, because I understand modular synths to a degree, and it sounds quite scary.
Yeah,
it sounds scary in an awesome way, because I'm just like, that's things you just cannot do on a traditional, even, I guess you can do it in Reactor. You can do it in Max.
Well, I mean, that is basically what the Ego Matrix is. It's like Reactor.
It's the best of computers.
Yeah, and
being madass.
And what this does really well is it distills all of that kind of madass stuff that you can do with that into some really kind of useful 4 pages, 4 knobs, 4 encoders, that kind of thing. It makes that sound engine very accessible. I mean, to get a kind of controller that would have all of the Ego Matrix capabilities underneath it, it would be huge. You would need like 500 knobs and a desk about this big.
So what we're saying, it's got very, very, it's actually got basically the most powerful virtual synth engine in a hardware product.
Yep.
There isn't a hardware synth that has a more powerful engine than that, arguably.
I mean, there are other synths that use the Ego Matrix. Of course, you've got like the Continuum. And
but I mean, apart from the Continuum.
No, there's nothing else that has that level.
There's things that have samples and there's things that blend samples and synths, but this is actually the most synth I can think of. So then you use the computer, you make your sounds, you wang them over to the Osmose, and you have what? To like mess with them?
Yeah, so you've got this really clever UI. So on the kind of control cluster, you have like the usual foray of pitch and mod. So you've got a sprung pitch wheel, you've got a modulation slider.
Have a little wiggle. Oh, that's cool.
The modulation might not be dialed onto anything, so.
Not doing anything. Have we got another sound that might?
This might not be using that information adequately, but if we go to like a lead, it will definitely be using that. So leads.
By the way, Tom, I just want to state that you've still got this is your Osmose. You've still got the film on. Is it time? You don't have to do it.
No, you do the honours. You do the honours.
Absolutely not.
Right, we'll do it together, yeah? Hold my hand.
It's... oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
You can't take it back to the shop
now. Take it back now.
Do you want to take it back to the shop?
No. So the whole thing with the Osmose is that it will respect your playing skills that you've already developed. So other MPE controllers, I'm not going to name any because I don't want to be slanderous, but they have sort of alternative input methods. So whether that's kind of like...
You learn their style.
You learn their style, whereas with this it's black and white keys. The only difference is you got the wibbly wobbly. So...
Sorry.
That's all right. Expressive E were very conscious to include standard pitch and mod wheels, so you can totally... Not sure what that's doing in this badge.
I feel like we're about to do Autobahn, like, wow. That's a very weird sound. I'm not sure.
It does take some getting used to. It does definitely take getting some used to.
And then, by the way, the wibbly wobbly, can you turn it off?
You can turn the wibbly wobbly off. So you go into the sensitivity. You can change the curves. You can change the stabilization, but you can completely...
What stabilization?
So that's just how, if you're being really aggressive, it sort of reins it into like a...
Is it called hysteresis? When you get like things that sample and holds that wibble and wobble, you can smooth them out.
Yeah, smooth. So, basically, that's what it's doing.
Yeah, you get a bit more of a...
So you still get your aftertouch.
I turn that down.
No. I've turned the bending off.
The
pitch bend's none. I can make it. You can make it 96 semitones if you want.
Whoa.
You can make it one step by default. I don't know why you wanted to do that. But yeah, I've completely turned it off.
So that wibbling is not...
The wibbling is not there, but the aftertouch is
Aftertouch has got vibrato, which is very CS80 style.
Yeah. So it will allow you to develop the... You had to do it.
I'm sorry.
So you
had to be done at least once, and you have to drink every time.
We should close with that.
Yeah. Wait. So that was bending, but what is curve?
So that's like a kind of envelope for the pitch bend. So if I take it all the way down, it'll be a lot more aggressive.
Oh, this is monophonic.
So if I increase that curve.
So that is the side to side.
Yeah, it's almost like an envelope on the side to side, how aggressive
okay.
that side to side is. You can change the sensitivity of it as well, so you can make it regular, low. So now if you wiggle it side to side, you have to really dig in. Yeah, so medium, sort of like the happy medium for the bending.
So what we're saying here is there's things to let you fine tune with all of the 4-dimensional wibbly wobbly, so that wibbly wobbly is just the way you like. And also, I guess it is a bit weird to start with.
Yeah.
Like if you're a keyboardist, you probably think,
yeah,
well,
I need to figure out the down before I can figure out the side to side.
Yeah, if you walk before you run, you have to go down before you can go side to side. That's
absolutely.
That's a new maxim that had to be invented.
But you've also you can change like the pressure curves, you can change the aftertouch curves as well. You can really configure the playing surface to your personal style. But
what we're not doing here is we're not editing sounds. That's done on the computer and ported over.
You do have some synthesis, access to some synthesis capabilities. So what you have...
We got a different sound?
Yeah, let me get a different sound.
Solo. I can't.
Right. What do you want?
Something, panpipes. That.
Right, hold up. Let's get some.
I do love like a, like the Yamaha TG range with their weird, weird sample wavetable. How is it doing like a choir? Is it not a sample?
Waveguide probably, or some sort of filtering or something.
We synthesize the human voice from its constituent parts. Because of the capabilities of the Egan matrix, we're able to synthesize the vocal tract of this Buddhist monk.
But yeah, feel the aftertouch on this one. It's...
What's that?
I don't know. I've not analysed that.
Is that something that only Tuvan throat singers can do?
Yeah.
Is that is it filters and it's like, how they done that?
I haven't interrogated that patch, but I would guess
fair
more
question.
Likely. Yeah. More than likely.
Do you have loads of filters?
Yeah,
and you can put them in.
Stack them. You can do all kinds of stuff.
You can definitely do, because obviously you get vocal synths by having 3 filters with high resonance and the right arrangement to do it, A, E, I, O, U, and whoa. And if you move the filters around.
You're desperate to get to it, aren't you?
I just want to play Gary Newman. Let's all just take a moment to appreciate Gary Newman. How amazing! The cars. I don't listen to that enough, and he's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's as good as Kraftwerk.
There's some FM stuff in here that I think you might enjoy. So
absolutely, big fan of the FM.
I need to go to the Fs. And then go to the...
Does it do through 0 FM?
Probably.
Yeah.
it almost certainly does. So.
Yeah. Give me that low C. Who needs envelopes? Envelopes can get in the sea.
Yeah.
My hand is an envelope now. I'm a human sequencer. is my remix of the Echo the Dolphin soundtrack from the 1992 classic Echo the Dolphin on the Sega Mega Drive. I don't know the note. It actually does sound a lot like the Echo the Dolphin soundtrack. They've got some really...
It'd be like the Mega Drive obviously used an FM.
It did indeed. YM2... No.
Oh, no.
Is it YMF 262?
Know your FM chip.
Yeah, it really is. I should know it because there's one in like the Akemi's Taiko.
2182?
2612. I think
so, we're close enough.
I think it is.
Oh, look.
He's called FM 2612.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoever made that preset, you and I, we are family. We are family now. That's funny because that is what this sound. Yeah. And it's one of my favorite FMs. It's 2-op FM sound, like just.
I love how like the depth of the modulation gets like
increased. That's what you would use the envelope to do.
Yeah.
But because you can do this wonderful pressure on. Go in.
Yeah.
It's wonderful go in, go out.
There's one here called Granuosk, which is really, I really want to listen to it because I've not listened to it. So
Granuosk.
Please don't be bad. It's not bad.
It's like the 21st century helicopter GM sound.
Oh, and it goes through to a tone.
Can you turn off pitch bend of the notes? Because I keep bending them because I'm to the side.
Sensitivity.
Turn the volume down a bit. It's just starting to sound like a Caitlin Aurelia Smith record.
Yeah, because it's starting to polyrhythm itself, yeah.
How many notes of polyphony is it?
Many.
It's always many. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Well, it is many, isn't it? But does it depend on the DUSP and what you're doing?
It depends on the DSP and the intensity of your patch and how much is going on in the background. So you can have a relatively basic kind of sawtoothy kind of thing. You could probably have 128 note polyphony plus. I want to know what Jenny's choir. I hope it's like Jenny from the block.
There's only one way to find out.
Oh, it's not Jenny from the block.
Oh, I love that. I love that stuff.
And then you've got cut off on the module or brightness. It really does sound like a TX sound module of some description.
It's like the TG world.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, DW waveforms or
it's like vector, whatever.
Yeah, wave. It sounds like sort of male voices and female voices.
Go for living pad?
I mean, yes, we should. I don't understand what's going on there. Like when you were saying this about 10 CS80 patches on this. Or like...
That doesn't sound like a CS80.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like one that's breaking, but in a cool way.
Yeah. I have no idea what that's doing, but it's absolutely awesome.
Does Hans Zimmer have 10 of these?
He has at least one, as far as I'm aware.
Replaced his whole studio.
You
I used to use the
very, very well
I
could.
used all of the other synths, but I replaced them with just one Osmose. It's got effects built in.
Yes.
I am hearing.
Yes, so
What are
on
they?
the synth side, so I'll take you from the user interface quickly because we haven't done that yet. I'll take you from kind of left to right and down and back to front. First things first, this little button here will let you switch between the internal sound engine and external MIDI.
It's a MIDI controller for a plug-in or a MPE synth.
Yeah, absolutely. So you basically select what you want. You've got these little arrows dotted around the synth. So when that arrow is above that encoder, that becomes the contextually sensitive control for that. To select, click the button in. So you can change it from multi-channel, which is its sort of default mode.
MPE.
Yep. To polyphonic aftertouch, to a classic keyboard, and then to straight MPE.
To MPE.
Yeah. So that's sort of like MPE plus. That's the kind of the Expressive E multi-channel MPE, and then you've got, like I say,
but it does poly 80. It basically
80.
things that don't do MPE but do poly 80.
And then you can have it as a classic keyboard if you want, or straight MPE as well.
There are some like synth engines that respond to poly 80 and don't have.
Yeah, so I mean, it's becoming more and more familiar. So Cubase, Ableton now have built-in MPE support, so you can edit notes on a polyphonic note data on a per note basis. But there's also a lot of synth engines that support. Exactly. So like
a corner. I have a friend who's just chilling in the corner.
Yeah, a little friend mini freak. So
MPE is it MPE or is it poly 80?
Which one?
The little freak in the corner.
Can't remember which one it is.
Sorry.
But yeah, it does. So yeah, you put me on the spot.
I'm sorry, but it does one of those, but it doesn't respond to them on the keyboard.
Yeah, so the keyboard in the Mini Freak doesn't generate poly aftertouch information. This does, but the engine will respond to it. So we're going to hook those up.
So your Osmose can be a controller for all your other things.
Yeah, so I mean, if you've got like CS80V or Pigments or even Mini Freak V, polyphonic aftertouch is a usable input method on those, so you could totally pair up that. HydraSynth, for example, like the little desktop, doesn't have the keys. So yeah, anyway, so that's where you switch between the sound engine and the external MIDI capabilities. The way you navigate is you've got these 4 buttons at the top. The first one is where you get to the presets. Okay, so you've got factory presets, user presets, and then you can save a preset. So let's say you're editing one of the factories and you've changed the response curve or something about it and you want to save it, that's where you save it.
Okay.
So in the presets menu, you can navigate on types. So all, for example, so I'm just navigating that with that encoder. And then you've got kind of subcategories of all. So if I just want to see all acoustic, now I'm looking at all acoustic.
Oh, that's good.
You can also scan through the presets with these left and right.
You were also like, what was this one here? You can do, like bass lead.
Yeah, bass lead.
Add names for
all
things.
that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that kind of thing. So I've got.
But you can also, so you can go by properties.
Yep.
Acoustic, dark, weird, funky, or type bass and combos thereof.
Yep.
So you can look at all funky bass.
Well, you can look at like all airy analog pads, for example.
That's my jam.
So that's how you kind of navigate that. And then, you can go for the presets that way, or you got your left and right as well.
Okay.
On the synth side, this is where you edit the kind of synth engine. So the way the Egan Matrix is shown on this user interface, because like I say, to have the whole entire Egan Matrix,
It'd be like staring into the Matrix.
Yeah, it would.
It'd be staring into the Matrix.
Yeah, you would require a lot of stuff. So the way it's kind of managed on the Egan Matrix is you get macros, and then the macros can control a whole different array of things, basically, and you can set up, behind the scenes. So what you've got on this one, is tone, which is displayed by this little yin-yang symbol.
I like it.
It's a strange one. But then you can control like the aftertouch bend, the brightness of the sound, for example. And these are all different depending on the synth engine that you've loaded.
Sounds like it's going through like a zip.
So you've got these macros, and these are designed on a kind of preset basis. Sorry. So like I mentioned to James earlier when we were filming another video, it's best to think of the presets as instruments.
Yeah.
Each of them have their own weird little idiosyncrasies, and they all have different macros. So if I give you Banjoy, for example, that has a totally different set of macros. So you can't go in and like edit the way the resonator works or anything like that, but you can.
But you can change how it responds in a way that Sound Designer has made available.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. Like,
because otherwise,
designers
like I say, you'd need a vast amount of knobs, and
it also wouldn't be that fun. Like, you don't want to edit every last nuance. You want someone to have worked out, like, these two things are good to play with.
Well, I mean, not to sound kind of too crass, but you don't really need envelopes when you've got like that kind of layer of control. You don't really need filters because you've got filters under your fingers as well, potentially. So the things that are exploded out on the front panel are the sort of like really meta things. They're the big things that make a lot of difference to the sound. So you mentioned effects. You do have many effects. Oh, so you navigate those by going to the global effects.
You can change those on the fly.
Yeah. So that's the reverb, which is actually really nice.
You give us like max decay.
That is all the control you have for this particular reverb.
If you turn darkness down. Just short, yeah. So they've set up the way they wanted a short kind of acoustic.
Yeah. So then you've got other effects. So let me show you those really quickly. You've got a modulated delay. So if we go to that quickly. So that's full mix, full depth, full rate.
Really good for my sort of ambient drone projects.
And then you got a couple of different echoes. So if we go to the sweep echo. So this does a...
Try that again. Oh, yeah.
And then you've got different types of echoes. So if we go to the low pass echo.
Yeah, filtered echo.
And this is also like a kind of rough and ready way to get a low pass filter. So if you set the echo to full wet, and then you've got a kind of rough and ready.
But I guess it's patch dependent, obviously.
Yeah.
Things will have filters like that's the heart of the sound.
And that's a high pass one.
Amazing.
And then you've got an EQ, which is like a tilt EQ, which has got like a wet and dry mix. And this is sort of just used to, in case you've got the low end and it's going a bit crazy.
It's too much.
Yeah, depending on the venue that you're in, it's a bit boomy or whatever.
Using the, that makes total sense. You're like, oh no, that sound has got loads of bass now.
Yeah. I need to pull it out. And then you've also got a compressor as well with full control. So you've got your pre-gain, your compressor amount, wet to dry, and then the post-gain of that.
Very useful when the synth can make quite crazy, whacked out, extreme sounds that.
Well, especially for bass patches.
Wane it in.
And then you can, and then the other thing, so on the floor, we've got a sustain pedal and a, what's that one called?
Expression pedal.
That's the one. It even says it there.
Do you know what? It's like their whole MO. I can't believe you forgot.
I know. Oh, gosh. I just looked at that.
Making videos is hard, folks.
Yeah.
It's just hard.
It really is.
Anyway. So what do they do? Or what would they do?
You can assign it to all sorts of different things. So.
Oh, really?
I've just assigned this to resonance. Let's find something. So the other thing you can do, you take your hands off a sec.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Now.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's sostenuto. So what that allows you to do is to hold a note,
and then
it like sustains it, and then you can control the timbre of that note as if with your foot, as if it was a finger on there.
So what will be next beyond the sustains and all of the various methodologies?
We've already touched on the sensitivity curves a little bit. One thing I really want to show you actually is the arpeggiator. And this is really, really interesting. Let me just get a percussion sound that is acoustic, and that'll do. So if we come up an octave, go to playing. So this has an MPE arpeggiator. All right. Okay. So let me show you what that does. So it will respect your velocity. So if you play this note slowly.
Do you mean how hard I whack it, or how hard I'm pushing?
Pressure.
Oh yeah. That's techno.
So then you've got different arpeggiator modes, okay?
Do you want to turn it down a tiny smidge? If I apply pressure to the lowest note.
So then try left and right. Okay. Now let's try chords.
Oh yeah. What was that weird chord I had before? Oh, I'll never remember it.
And then you've got aftertouch octave. So depending on how hard you press, it will select a... Should have had a drum machine for this.
Don't need one. This is the drum machine.
And then
Wait.
Oh.
It's like sort of discovering how to play a computer game. It's like, oh, you can do that. You can do that.
There goes held. Do you want me to change the pattern?
Yeah. Like the lightest touch.
You let go now, it's got a hold on.
Oh. How does it work?
Now it's off.
That's mad. That's mad.
So you've got...
yeah. Wow. I talked to that nice chap at Rival Consoles. He was talking about using the sequential profit, and on the arpeggiator there, different velocities will hit harder. It respects the velocity of the arpeggiator.
The polymod, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, on this, you're even more expressivity,
So you've
even
got...
in every note.
Just on the other modes,
Yeah.
you've got
Oh, yeah.
swingy one, which is quite fun, and you can change everything about these arpeggiators, I should say. So you can change like whether they're held, the tempo. This will respond to incoming clocks, clock division, all that sort of stuff that you'd expect with the arpeggiator.
Great fun.
And you can actually save the arpeggiator as your own custom arpeggiator as well.
Okay, good.
But there are a couple more I want to show you very quickly. So press ratchet.
When you hold it down, it goes faster. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's excellent. So how hard you push it is how fast it is.
Yeah. more for you that you're going to really like. I'm
Crackers.
just going to change the presets super quick to get to it. Bode, acoustic bode. So there's sort of like a kind of, not that one with a bit more, like a slightly faster attack. That'll do. So there's another arpeggiator mode, which is called harp like strum.
I feel like if I had hair, it's just growing longer. And it's mad.
Probably not the best preset to show it, but you trill the keys and it sort of travels. It's like a fast arpeggiation through many octaves. Would you like a low C, sir?
Yeah, go on. I mean, that is pretty crackers.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I've never
like
played with
super
a synth that
cool.
does that.
It's like it's using the 4 dimensions of control to like control an arp is sort of a bit left field and a bit weird, and
makes complete sense.
it
when
makes
you try
complete
it.
sense
No,
when you
fine.
yeah. It's one of, it's like, especially that harp one. Everyone I've shown that to has gone, oh, and did exactly what you did, just
Yeah.
jammed out on it.
Of
It's like,
course,
it feels
I could do
totally
that.
natural. Yeah.
Yeah, just like sounds orchestral, but in a weird, it sounds like an alien orchestra. And I can hear how that could be used. Like, definitely, if you're Hans Zimmer, that's some like scary bit of
That's like the
stellar
Dark Knight soundtrack, like bit.
Of a big bra.
It really does sort of lend itself to those sort of expressive, more orchestral sounds. Hence why there's like a ton of acoustic instruments in there as well, like Middle Eastern pans, pipes, and all kinds of stuff. I've never wanted to play a pan pipe on a synth more
than this.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
your average workstation pan pipe.
If that isn't a sign we're living in the future, that pan pipes have come of age in synthesis, then we're here.
Yeah.
It's a bright future to look forward to where anything's possible and everything is playable.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for showing me
pleasure, man.
the Osmose. This has been just a really short tour. It's lasted about an hour. I mean, but
there's a lot to get through.
There's a lot. Yeah. But the main point here is fire up a sound and just bug out. This is amazing. It's really cool. And I'm glad that they've finally come out with it. It's been a long time coming. A lot of work has gone into it, but it's here and it's wicked. So,
should we figure out how to play the Blade Runner soundtrack?
I think it has to be done.
Okay.
Subscribe, like, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Almost. Thanks.